Okay, y'all, what we're doing here, our greens are coming up. We're on day 39 with no rain. We have no rain in the forecast, at least for the next 10 days that I'm looking at. Wanda and I are watering these greens every day. You can see the wagon over there. We have the water. It's the only way we're able to sustain them. The one thing we have going for us is these right here are underneath the edge of this big oak tree. In the morning, the dew falls off of it and keeps the greens good and damp, and it keeps the hot sun here from bearing on them, because it's still been in the high 80s here every day. You can see on the other end down yonder, there's no trees shading that part of it, and that end just kind of fades out down there because the sun hits it so hard. These stay in the shade probably a little over half of the day. Plus the leaves are falling in around them, and that kind of helps as a good mulch to help hold some of the moisture in. We have these greens like this, and what I do when I pick them, see, I still have the roots on them because we're having to thin them out, and these are like micro greens here because that's the way we plant ours. We plant them a little thick, then we come back, we thin them out, and we eat these when they're real young. Now I'll go through and break all the roots and everything off of these and thin these things out because they're really just too thick right now to make a nice big pretty green. And plus, the more we take out of them when we water it, the plants that's left actually gets more of the water. So that's a little bit of our journey here. These particular ones you see me picking here, these are what's called a broadleaf mustard or a tender green. This is a tender green. The next row, that's like half a row, that is Georgia Collards. The very far row you see over there next to the lawnmower, that is Siberian Kale. Now we're losing a lot of the Siberian Kale because it's a cool weather plant. As you can see here, some of it's beginning to die. The little plants here, see how they're just dying off because of the heat. Siberian Kale is made for cold weather, and we thought maybe it would be cool by now, but it hasn't, and we're fighting, just trying to keep it. As you can see, it's just dying. The heat here, the high 80s with the heat indexes in the low 90s is it's just killing our kale. So we don't know if we're going to be able to salvage this row. We're just going to try. We water this place every day with 20 gallons of water every day, and we don't water the middles of the rows. We just water the top of the row where the plants are, and we're still losing them. And you can look how dry it is. This watered yesterday evening, and look at it. It's still powder. And we're in a drought here. We've been in a drought now for quite some time. We're not as bad as some of the people up in Tennessee is, in the Alabama and North Alabama and places like that. South Carolina's having a lot of places up there. It's got a lot worse drought than we've got. But problem is here, our soil is so sandy that if we don't get rain at least once a week, our ground dries out extremely fast. So we're just taking y'all along on this little bit of a journey here and show you what it's like to try to raise something in a drought situation in South Mississippi.
Okay, so this is our kale. It's our kale looking really good. These are our collards. And these are our broadleaf mustard, or tender greens as Danny calls them. And this is what they're looking like. You see them up close. Probably the best green there is right here. This one has the better taste. Be between this and the kale. As you can see, we've watered the ground already. And you can see some damp places, but 25 gallons of water, and look, it's already absorbing really fast. This morning Danny thinned a few of the mustard and I picked a few of the kale leaves, and so I'm steaming them down. We're going to have mustard, sweet potatoes, and a little pan of cornbread for supper. This is our small carrot bed. As you can see, a very few carrots actually came up the first time we planted, but we have some. This is what a carrot looks like. Then we replanted, and these little guys here, that's what carrots look like when they come up. They're two little forked leaves, they're like two blades of grass sticking out. And it's hard to tell, but this bed is full of them. See if I can move slow enough that you see carrots. They're in here. They're just so minute, and you have to watch for them. So this bed should be full of carrots. This is our large bed. As you can see, this upper end here has quite a few carrots, the other end doesn't. We had to replant. As you can see, these are probably getting pretty good. They're spaced pretty good. We had to come in and re-space some of them. Danny took some from the other end and transplanted them here so we would have a fuller bed on this end because of the heat. Many of them did not make it, but we replanted. As you can see, there's green all over. Here you see the carrots, but you also see the little bitty leafy looking things that aren't carrots. We will have to pick all those out, but look at the carrots coming up in there. Isn't that awesome? So this time, maybe this side of the bed will have plenty of carrots. And so that's what you have to look for carrots. The ferny leaves and the little tiny blades of grass, forked blades of grass when they come up. Thank you from Deep South Homestead.